Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Saturday, and Saturday we quite often have a quirky map, and sometimes it's not because the map is quirky, but because maybe the creator is simply called Quirky. Or on this occasion, because there is a dreadful pun in the name of the map. Yes, dreadful is right up there with the sort of thing that I would say, right up there with dad jokes basically. The creator is well known to the channel, very active over on Discord, and is very much trepidation over what I might have to say on their map. And I have got quite a lot to say about their map. Now, there's some stuff that I really do like. I mean, the dual canal system is really lovely, but there's some stuff that I maybe question. Maybe. But before we do any questioning, a job for you to do. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Broman Empire. Shall I quit now? Canale Colossale by Brom. I'm going to call it Canale Colossal from now on. I can't even say Canale Colossal. Colossal. Oh, blimey, help me. There's your start square. That looks pretty usable. Weird glitching going on with the water there before we've unlocked everything, but it's fine. Terrain heights. Lots of playable area on this map. There's lots of playable area on this map. And the resources are clustered, so you can focus industries in specific areas and cover any that you like. If you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we have a decent mix of opportunities going on there. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. And on top of that, there is a one-click collection, which we'll have a look at in a moment, including Brom's very own European theme. And would you believe the vanilla European LUT? I know. Recommendation for the advanced vehicles options and links to the boats, because the big old boats, the big vanilla boats, they struggle a little bit on these canals. So yeah, there is a recommendation, and then just find yourself some boats, activate them in the AVO mod, and things will be a little bit smoother. Yeah, I think it's a nice touch. It's a very nice touch to have all of that linked over there. Now, this highway, I have some major question marks over. Not this bit of the highway. This bit of the highway, it's lovely. It's going through right alongside the rail as well, which is going to go off and do its own thing. We'll come back to the rail at this point a bit later on. But yes, this highway is going to do something really... I mean, I don't mind magic tunnels and some little bit of quirkiness going on, if it makes some kind of sense. But when I can't work out why something happens, that's when I just get in a bit of a tiz, and I need to sit down. Or I am sitting down. I need to lie down. As you'll see in a moment, we're going to go into a tunnel, and again, you're going to look at this and go, "What's your problem with this?" And there is no immediate problem with this. It goes into a nice tunnel, and it's going to come out somewhere else. But we are going onto the side of a hill going down the hill. So not only is it going into a tunnel, it's going into a tunnel that you're going to have to go steeper. I mean, why go into a tunnel just before you go down the hill? Where does it emerge though? There's the question. The answer is all the way over here. It's a long tunnel. It emerges right at this point. Now, again, that's okay. I mean, that looks fine actually. This is a nice little tight, compact intersection that I'm good for. I'm quite good for that one. But the length of the tunnel to come out at that point. Tell you what, I'll second half of the show, I'll show you where I mean, I've not given it an awful huge amount of thought. I'll show you a route that I probably would be more of inclined to go with. I don't mind the tunnel. The tunnel's fine. It will let, because we do have a shipping route through there, and it will let the big old ships through without having to worry about any shipping clippings. So that is good. This route does open up a large chunk of the map. If you're wanting to open up a large chunk of the map, that's what this route will do. The closeness of the highways together will, of course, require you to have a few mods active, something like Move It or Anarchy, just to be able to connect if you are going to build an intersection out of this part. I'm not marking down the map based on that. I'm just I don't always mention it, and I figure while I'm thinking about it, I shall mention it, because not every map has to be played as a vanilla style build. We've got a really slick looking intersection there. And then we're going to come to something, again, a little bit weird. I mean, again, there are some things in this map that I feel have just been put in to give me a talking point, or maybe to try and be a bit clever. And clever is fine. Do something a little bit different, a little bit wacky. Again, it has to make some kind of sense to me. And this next intersection doesn't really make any sense to me. Right, well, at first you look and go, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, except for two of the off-ramps go into tunnels over on the left-hand side there. Now, where do those tunnels go to? Well, let me show you by taking the off-ramps that we can see. Because they're all going to meet up eventually. Surely these have to meet up with the others. And they do. All the way around here to a roundabout, and that's where your tunnels come out, right there. So we've got that kind of... yeah, sure. I mean, you can't argue that it works, but I just feel it's a bit convoluted. I understand we're on the side of a hill here. You have to find a way. I would have tried to bring it a little bit more compact, I think. Just a little bit. Doesn't have to be massively, but yeah, the big tunnels to achieve that, I'm a little confused, a little perplexed, a little bit dizzy. Okay, now we're going along to a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. In fact, it's got the rail running alongside it, so it's two big old bridges. And this is where we span that double canal, the Canale Colossale. I like this. We don't see enough canals in map builds, and I don't want to see them used for any reason. And they've been not only start square here, by the way, start square intersection looks like that. Yeah, it kind of works for me actually. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. The roundabout, however, we've got a lot of crosswalks on, which have been removed on the other roundabouts, but here on the start square one, loads of them. Way to get rid of those is, of course, to upgrade them to highways. We are using mass transit, so let me find the mass transit double highway, and then we're just going to upgrade those. I need Anarchy switched on as well for this, and so we're going to upgrade those around like that. And there you go, all the crosswalks are gone. Nobody's going to want to cross over into the roundabout in the middle of the start square. I wouldn't have thought so anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, then we'll just have to downgrade those back to regular roads. Hey, right, so heading off now into this part of the map. But now, a quick shout to the tree painting in a few moments. You'll see the trees. The way the tree painting's been done on this map is really quite nice. Now, the theme and the LUTs don't make the foliage really pop. It's kind of like it's a wet day. It's a gloomy kind of day feel with the theme LUTs combo. But I really do like the tree painting on this one, and again, like I say, I like the overall shape of the map, and I like the canals. So where I'm going to be grumbling about a few things, there's plenty of things to counter the things that I'm moaning about. Right, let's have a look at that rail. We're back to where we started, back to the top of the show, only this time we're following the rail route. And again, we're going to have not quite as perplexed about the rail route as I am about the highways, but yeah, we're finding our way down. Yes, it's probably a little bit steeper than the regular gradients, but again, it's Cities Skylines, and it is noticeable. It's not horrendous. We've got no catenary chaos going on at that junction, and again, I like the tree painting on that junction. I think that worked very nicely. The highlights of a couple of the bigger trees. Now, where does that tunnel come out? The answer is over here, slightly away from the highways. And we'll come back this way. Oh, that actually goes to the edge of the map. Let me find... It does actually pop out for a moment as well before we get to the river. Let me head this way. This is a more interesting route. So, yeah, so we will be going back to the highway. Oh, we've got plenty of tunnels here. Now, the rail tunnels over here are as perplexing as the highway over this side. Where are we actually going with this, and why do we have to go underground for such long spells? there are huge chunks of rail. I think I don't mind them being hidden actually to some degree, but the highways do perplex me a little bit more than the rail. But we have, oops, sorry, it's a camera shake there. They have very much perplexed me, the highways on this one. But the rail, we're going to cross the river, and then we'll end up at the just off from the industrial area, so we can have a little end to our rail route. We'll take that intermission. When we come back, I'm going to point a few things that I think could be polished with this map, and one or two things that have already been polished out, because do you know what? There is some pretty good work on here as well. Very nice.
Very few maps achieve the coveted all-star status. 5 stars for aesthetic, detail, and gameplay potential. To see them all in the all-star playlist, click the button now.
And so back to the Broman Empire, Canale Colossale by Brom. Shipping routes. Right, we have the shipping routes. Now, again, recommend you switch these big vanilla ships off and use the AVO mod to get some smaller stuff. There is a little bit of bouncing as the ships enter and exit the canals. Now, I've tried tweaking with the canals off camera to try and resolve this. I'm pretty sure it is possible. Oh, by nice little slick routes in there as well. Very neat. And also a nice little slick route going on here as well. Yes, I've tried fixing it, and I reckon it is fixable, I think. But I couldn't do it in the, I think about 15 minutes I spent playing about with it, and I couldn't actually resolve it properly. But I think it's doable. Water flow. We've got strong water there going into the canals, which is where your start square is, and there is some slight water motion going on here. So I think you're going to be okay. You have access to both canals actually from the off, so you can draw from one pump into the other. Okay, let's go back down to this highway. Let's go down to the highway. This one, I'm in the real tears. I've spent too long looking at this highway trying to work out what I would do with it. And you know what I think I would do? Instead of going into, because we've got quite a steep downward hill, going into a tunnel before a downward hill just seems really counterproductive. But I would take it along the surface, this kind of route, not specifically this route, but this kind of route, and down towards this valley. And then I would find a way of working into a tunnel in this area here. And that would take us across to this area. Now, I wouldn't have it come out of the tunnel area there. I'd have the tunnel emerge maybe out the side of this hill here. And then have an intersection at that location. And maybe have traffic being pushed both directions. I think I prefer that. I think. I'm not entirely sure. This is that intersection with the dead end of the rail. That's all good. And again, we've got the industrial area right beside it. So this would be a good industrial area. Certainly a place for your warehouses and things like that. Definitely feeling a vibe for that. The canals are, I mean, it's a masterstroke. We've not seen a double canal route before in any Watts map, and we're well into the thousands now. And I think it's been very nicely done. I'll say a little bit of ship bounce, just a little bit as the ships enter and exit. And yeah, I'm sure it is fixed. Maybe we show you the underwater view in a moment. And you might look at it and go, well, that's clearly the cause. Look, I promise you, I've spent probably 15 minutes playing about with Move It, trying to get these things fixed. And in 15 minutes, it didn't end up much better than what Brom has managed. You go, there's a little bit of an upward slope there, isn't there? That's got to be causing it. No, that's not what's causing it. That's not what's causing it. Can I get under the water here? Probably. Well, okay, not there. Let me go right back to where the canal ends, which is all the way over. Like the way it's also been hidden a little bit by the sea, by the wharf. But anyway, yes, that ends there, and there's a little bit of a bounce there. The other end, there's a really weird bounce on one of these two. I don't remember which one. We'll have a look in a moment. And yes, it's a little, I think it's the right-hand one. So the left-hand one is as the others have been. The right-hand one has this rather deep area. So yeah, I think it's extending the tunnels, maybe making the tunnels even deeper as they exit. It's got a little key over here as well. I think that's probably the answer for preventing that one, but it would require more time than I have to play about with it. Over here, though, we have some unusual stuff. First of all, an asset we've not covered. I've got this on my list of assets to do. It's a surface road. It's interesting. I don't know if I'd use it like this, but it is interesting to see. This bridge, I don't get. No, I don't think this is structurally sound. It looks pretty neat. And in the fantasy map, I guess we could use this. But where's the structural support over here? I would not feel very comfortable on a wooden bridge. I mean, these modern aluminium and glass and carbon fibre ones maybe, but the wooden, I'm not so sure. Leading up to this fort, which is weird AF, and that doesn't mean it's bad. Then the question of do I really buy into it? I think it's a grand structure for what it is, building the castle onto top of the seawall and a stacked a stacked tower in the middle. It's different. It's different. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't think it works, but I appreciate the creativity, as with everything. We've not seen anything like that before. We've not seen a curved wooden bridge that looks like it's going to collapse at any moment before. Yeah, I just don't. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's just weird. On this map, I don't think it works. So that's where I put it. On this map, I don't think it works. Tree painting down here, I think works really well. I think the trees on the hills and as fields have been done to an excellent standard on this particular map. Okay, down to start square, which means we have time for a little bitty quirky asset of the day. Now, you want to say quirky? It's a mobile home trailer 2 by Bungalow Man. These are lovely little things. These are lovely little assets. If you're looking to do a trailer park, then this is perfect. Certainly much more perfect than a non-trailer. Yeah, great work from Bungalow Man. I call it quirky because it is a level 1 building, so you've got to make sure you can sort out your themes, your building themes, because you don't want this spawning in somewhere where you don't want trailers. So think about that one. I have a building theme tutorial. Should have linked to that today. That would have made a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Anyway, factoids, because factoids. Mexico. You've heard of that place? Sorry, Mexico. Once had 3 different presidents in the space of just 1 day. Mexico could not make up their mind. I'm pretty sure it's like much more technical than that. Anyway, yes, Mobile Home Trailer 2 by Bungalow Man. That is really lovely. I should have got Mobile Home Trailer 1 to go alongside it, but I forgot. Sorry. Yes, I was too perplexed by the highways. That one highway specifically on this map. You know, what is going on? What is going on? Tell you what's going on. The end of the show is going on. I was right to turn to you guys and say, hey, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a free Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I like the overall design. I'm really loving the canal, the way it's being used, and I love the tree painting. I think this just raises it up a lot. I don't really vibe it as a 4-star map though. It's just, I mean, I think it might be just a bit washed out in the colours or something. It just isn't working for me as a personal thing. I can see that somebody else might see this as a 4-star map. I just can't myself. So I'm going to go for a high 3. It's not bad. Then detailing. Again, there's lots of good work on here as well. I think there's stuff that needs doing to make some sort of sense. I'm going to go for a medium-high 3 for detail. Gameplay potential. I think it's pretty playable. I think it'd be more inspiring if we had a more realistic highway. If we had a more realistic highway, then this would be a 4-star map. But I'm a little bit confused by it. So, again, I'll go medium-high 3. Broman Empire, Canale Colossale by Brom. Do you know what? I really like that double canal. That works so well. The trees work really nice as well. If you could rebuild that with a more believable highway network, I think you're talking about a high 4-star map. I think you tried to be too clever. Sort of thing that I would do. It's what brings my maps down. Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day into the comments. I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show, and then on Monday with more What Maps. Thanks for watching.